God bless everyone. God bless you. Hey, that's Professor Vinny. We got Professor Vinny on stage today. Powerful. Today is Lord Day. Everyone, how was your day? Come on in. Can you see him looking profile? He's looking like a prof.
Oh,
He's like
appreciate
a
you saying
prophet.
that, Joy.
No, I'm sorry, not prophet. Professor. Vinny, how
I
are you
appreciate you
today?
saying. I'm doing great. How are you, Joy?
Oh, I'm blessed. So today is Lord Day. How is it gonna be today? Can you tell us briefly how today is gonna be? Brief
Oh yeah,
introduction why everyone comes up.
yeah. So once everyone comes up,
Once everyone comes up,
I'll give like a better
come on in.
introduction.
Everyone.
Eh,
This is we're supposed to have today. Anyway, when they come out, I'll do the announcements. I see. Trying to get it for you. I'm trying to get it for you on your WhatsApp.
when we are ready.
Hey, come on in. God bless everyone. God bless you. Come on in. Okay, Vin, I'm trying to get it to you on WhatsApp. Let me see. Did you get it? Vinny, did you get it? I just got it on WhatsApp for you.
Let me check.
Come on in, everyone. How was your day? Today, marriage and singles live talk as usual. But today we're gonna be we already have Vinny on stage talking about singles and finance. Yeah. I'm trying to see. Come on in. Okay, Vin, I'm gonna introduce it so we don't waste time. Well, we don't have time to waste. Come on in, everyone, and we have on stage today. Vinny is our special guest today. Actually, we were supposed to use today being the last day of November for prayer, singles and marriage prayers, like the Holy Spirit led me to do last month. But we're still gonna do that. We'll carry over to next month. The singles and marriage prayers. Yeah. That's like last Monday of December. But now we're gonna be having Vinny to speak to us for singles and marriage talk. Singles and finance talk today. We'll have him on stage, a powerful, if I a great man that you want to listen to. Yeah. God bless you, Vinny. Go ahead.
All right, no, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the warm introduction, Joy. Thanks for having me in our podcast. I really admire all the work that you are doing, trying to help people, and I appreciate you inviting me over. So, first, for the ones who are watching who don't know who I am, a little bit about me. So, what I do is I give individuals and entrepreneurs immediate peace of mind and certainty to confidently and affordably build for retirement, secure their family's legacy, pay less taxes, and I do that using unique and personalized financial strategies. So, by showing people how they can take full control of their finances, we can all live the significant lives we desire and achieve our dreams. And sure, like I mentioned, I help families, entrepreneurs, individuals, and the focus today is going to be on singles, single people who are starting to build their financial lives. Sounds good?
Mr. Abraham.
Their financial lives. Sounds good? Mr. Abraham.
Yeah, sounds good.
Their financial lives.
Okay, I'm echoing over there. That's awesome.
Sounds good.
Okay, perfect. So yeah. So first, a little bit of the program that we do. Like in general, whenever we help people with their finances, whether they are single, whether they are married, we want people to understand how the financial system works first. So I am based in Toronto, Canada, but we help people all over North America, in Canada, and in the US. We have teams in a lot of cities. Like one of our team members, he's actually in Europe, and I see that he's watching us right now. So proud of him for being here. So uh, when we teach people how the financial system works, we want to get them to be empowered so that they have control over their money. So we show them how they can use the banking system and all the tools there are at their disposal to make sure they build a more comfortable financial life. And why do we do that? Because banks and schools are not doing it.
To
In
make
North
sure they
America,
build a more
big
comfortable
problem
financial
of
life.
lack of
And
financial
why do we do that?
literacy
Because
and financial
banks and
education.
schools are
So
not doing
it's
it.
our job to
In
bridge that
North America, build a more
teach
comfortable
people
financial
how
life
the system
and
works,
financial
and then they
literacy
can make
because
better, more
banks
sound
and
decisions with
schools
their money.
are not. It's our job to
So now, whether we are talking about singles or couples, all those strategies are going to be catered for their level of comfort when it comes to risk and also for their budget, especially because a lot of people they don't know how to properly budget because they did not learn how to do that in schools. So that's what we are teaching them to. Okay? All right. Now, if we jump into our specific topic, which is like finances for singles. So there's first we can start talking about the differences between the specific financial lives that we have for whether we are talking with a single person or a couple. So first off, there is the component of simplicity that is both for, let's say, my client or me as the financial consultant. Because like dealing with the budget for one person is usually way easier than dealing with multiple or a couple. So whenever we are single, we can take advantage of that. Like think about how easy it is to deal with only one income, one stream of money to start achieving our dreams. Now, the difficulty is how do we keep that plan solid over the years? Because now, Joy, you work with a lot of people like in this space. I would assume that most people that you talk to, they don't plan on being single forever. Am I right? Right, Joy?
Yeah. Sorry, actually, I barely heard it clear on this laptop. Okay, hold on. Are
Oh,
you there?
I thought you could hear me.
Yeah.
No, I was saying that a lot of people they don't
Sorry,
plan.
did you call me? On this laptop. Okay, Vinny, did you just call me?
Yeah, I was just asking your opinion on a
I
matter.
was saying that a lot of people they don't plan.
Did you call me? On this laptop. Okay, Vinny, did you I'm sorry. Hold on. It's like my voice is in.
Just asking your
Yeah,
opinion.
it's echoing a little bit. Yeah. Uh, why don't you get your opinion? Because like most people, they don't plan on staying single forever,
Yeah, you're
right?
correct.
So, so because of that, even though they are making plans for themselves as singles, they need to have certain flexibility on their plan to expand for whenever they have a partner or anybody else in their lives. So that is important whenever we set financial plans that are not going to be completely static and immutable because we want to make changes as the years go on. Okay, so that is probably the most important thing when it comes to working with single people. We need to have this sort of flexibility. Now, I mostly work with people in Canada, so luckily over here we have a lot of great tools that we can use that allow for
Oh no, this one.
flexibility when building financial plans.
Mm,
And this is stuff that we teach our clients how they can use. Now,
sure.
all those tools, they can be used not only for them to grow their money and pay less taxes, but also as savings to set aside for any future lives or future partners that they end up having. So that's pretty good. So also, now Joy, you also deal with like a lot of people in this space, and maybe we'll agree that whenever for most people who are single, our the expenses are way lower for married couples or for couples in general. Like you have less expenses when it comes to, let's say,
Mhm,
dating, dining out. Whenever I do financial needs analysis with people, I see that singles they spend way less with dining out, way less with entertainment, and somewhat less with traveling. Because lately, I've been seeing way more people traveling as singles, but we see a bigger cash flow that is available for them that is usually not there when we work with married couples. And we can take a lot of advantage on that. There's a lot more space, a lot more room for singles to start taking care of their financial lives. And I would say that it's not even about earning money and making your money grow. It's about developing your mindset so that you can start being more educated and think like an investor from an early age. Because once these single people, they, let's say, change their minds and decide not to be single anymore, their
yeah.
married life is going to be so much better and so much more comfortable if they are financially disciplined. But also, they need to find a partner who is also financially disciplined. Like, because if we work with married couples, so now this may be a little bit of a parallel there, but sometimes it's unfortunately very common to work with couples that are not properly aligned when it comes to the plans that they have for their future. And all their plans are going to involve their finances. So if there is no alignment on what they want to do, well, not only will their finances start being in shambles, but also their marriage could be could have a problem there, could be threatened there. So that's why it's very important for us to be properly educated when we are single. And that's what we are trying to do with people.
Yeah.
Educate them so that they can build a better, more significant life with
Mhm.
their finances and have a better relationship with money. Okay? So now that's the part when it comes to the savings, specifically in the mindset.
Shanda.
Now, another thing that I want to share is that I mentioned about dining out and traveling. Now, there's a lot of stuff that is not really tying the single people. Sorry, Joy, do you want to ask me something? Sorry, I thought you were going to ask me something. So, a lot of stuff that is not really tying them as there are with married couples. But one thing that is important to notice is that, unfortunately, I have worked with people who had these problems, like when we have single parents. When I work with single parents, there is a few more issues that they have to account for. Like I was working with a single mother a few months ago, actually, and it was very interesting because single parents they also want to guarantee the future of their kids. Even married parents want that. But like I feel like single parents, they have a sense of urgency to do that way more than married couples because they know that it's only on them to protect the future of their kids. But in this case, single parents, they have way more overhead expenses than if they did not have kids. So finding the cash flow for them to solve their problems ends up not being more of a challenge, but also more important than it was before. Like with this married, sorry, not married, single lady was a single mom that I was working with like a few months ago. Like she had a son, and like her main priority was not only guaranteeing that her son was financially secure for the future, but also that she would put him in school. So, but the problem is a few of the strategies that we set for parents to help their kids, they depend on the income
Mm-mm-mm.
of the parent. And not all of them are going to be approved if the income is low. So if you're a single parent, you need to make sure that you are making enough income that is also going to be able to approve you to secure the future of your kid. Like since you don't have a spouse to help you with these expenses. Okay. Now, another thing that I wrote down here that I want to talk about when it comes to single life is downsizing. Like downsizing is a very interesting thing because
Downsizing.
downsizing, yes. And this is a very interesting thing because oftentimes, like one thing that we tell people that is very important to do, not only in the world of business, but like to live a better, significant life, is for you to have big dreams, right? Like it doesn't matter if you're single, or you're married, or a parent. Like everyone needs to have big dreams and have good aspirations. So, like people they want to live in big houses with a big living room and I don't know, maybe a swimming pool in the backyard, whatever. But sometimes we see people that they start getting into debt very early because they want to live these dreams a bit before they can actually afford them. Okay, this is not just for singles or for married couples. Both of these categories, they are prone to making mistakes like these in life. But like when it comes to single people, what we sometimes see, fortunately, it's not that common.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes they start preparing to live these big too early as if they were already married. Okay, so sometimes you see people who have the dream of buying their own home. Hey, which is totally fine. Everyone deserves to have home ownership and buy the home of their dreams. But we see singles buying like a very big apartment or a very big house,
Okay.
but they live by themselves. So it's going
Okay.
to be very difficult for them
Okay.
to
Okay.
afford that for the long term, and they end up getting themselves in debt very fast. Or maybe they don't get in debt, but they use all of their money or most of their money in order to pay all this debt. Like a pay yourself first is very important, but as long as you're not paying for a future that you cannot afford. So we see someone buy like a big house that is empty and that they cannot save for their own future. So it's important to downsize first so that you can invest in yourself, invest in like a home that is only for one, and then you can enjoy the rest of your life later once you find a partner because you need to live within your means. It's very
Yeah.
important for single people to do that. And then when they find their partner, as long as they have that alignment, they are both very well aligned on what they want to do with their money, if they are both
Mhm.
educated, then they're going to be able to also find something that is sizable for their dreams. Okay.
Something sizable.
Yes. Yes.
Good.
So now, it's one thing that is important to notice, even though we see singles as with this concept of downsizing, the good thing for them is if they make a mistake, let's say in their financial life, it is way easier to fix that. Okay,
Mhm.
because like you are not dependent on changing someone else's life. Like it's usually just ourselves if we are single. So it's easier to make a move and let's say downsize. So for example, if you see a single person who
Mhm.
just took like a big step in life and bought their first home, but it's a very expensive home. They cannot afford it. They cannot pay themselves and save for the future as they are getting themselves in debt. So once they are more educated, maybe they realize, oh, I cannot deal with this. I need to downsize. Downsizing is not going to be that much harder as if that person had a partner or as if that person had a child. So that is extremely important for them to understand. So that's why we are trying to educate people when it comes to that. Okay. Now, another topic that I have here that I want to discuss is when it comes to risk. Okay. So now, for our financial lives, there's no way around it. Like we are gonna have to take some
You
risk.
gotta make cool money before you get married.
Hey, if you
Make
can
cool
make money
money.
before you get married, like
Yeah, so
that
you
that
could
would
take care of your spouse, marriage things, and otherwise.
I know,
Poverty
right?
is a curse, you know.
So it's funny that you say that, Joy. Like a few years, no, not a few years ago. It was a few months ago, actually. Like last July, I was in a convention in Las Vegas, which was an amazing event. I invite everybody to to go to that event at some point. So get in touch with me. Uh, but I was talking. I was seeing one of the speakers in the convention, and he was mentioning that the for him the secret of a successful marriage is that you need to marry them when you're young and broke so, so that you can all make money together.
Yeah.
And sure, like it was a funny moment, everyone laughed, but you're right in that point, John, because like the lack of alignment that we see on couples that could carry over into their financial lives and really ruin their marriages. So that's why it's important for us to be financially educated even before we tie ourselves to a relationship, and that we choose a partner that is also financially educated or that is at least willing to go through an education process and become
Yeah.
financially literate so that both can be aligned on their future plans. And like I was gonna mention something about risk because like everyone out there needs to be aware that they're gonna have to take some risk if they
Mhm.
are gonna grow their financial lives. Now, it could be more risk, it could be less risk. Each one has their own tolerance level, and it also depends on how much they want to grow, like how long they want to wait, right?
Mm.
And the thing is, when people are married, sometimes we see a disconnect on how much risk each member of the couple wants to take, which for even though they may be aligned on their dreams and goals, they have different levels of anxiety when it comes to money, when it comes to taking risk and make their money work for them. Luckily, that is not really a problem that we see with single people. Like if we work with someone who's single, who is not very prone to risk, wants to play it safe, there's not that big of a deal. There's no problem when it comes to building a financial plan for this person
Mm-hmm.
because they don't need to be aligned with the level of anxiety or the comfortability when it comes to risk of a partner. They can do what feels good for them. So it makes it way easier to prepare a plan. Or even if they want to take risk and they want to make money faster or they want to make money for the long run. So it's great to work with these clients that have the mindset of long-term growth while they are single. So much easier in that sense. Now, what could be difficult for clients like these, and now this would not be like inside my jurisdiction, but if they end up trying to look for a partner at some point, we see that most of them they would want to find a partner that has this that wants to take as much risk as them, because if they want to take more or less they might be afraid of what's going to happen to their money, to their finances as a couple. So I think like I have a friend who is like a dating coach, so I think he can help my clients who deal with that. So if anybody needs a dating coach in Canada, let me know and I can refer someone to you. But when it comes to their finances, in this part, it makes it way easier to deal with their money. Okay. So now another thing here that I wrote down that is interesting when it comes to single. So when it comes to single, the estate planning is usually easier to do because there isn't as much urgency as with the married couples. Okay, we just take a sip of water here. So for the ones who are listening and watching, like what do I mean by estate planning? So basically, estate planning is what the
Keep
plans that we
learning.
have for when we pass away. Because like well, last time I checked, like everyone passes away at some point, right? According to
Honey,
statistics.
honey,
So
how you doing?
so it's important to have plans for that. Now, for single people, we can make adjustments to those plans for like estate planning that are going to be way more focused on growth of their money while they are alive. Because like if they don't have yet a spouse or a family that they need to take care of, then they can focus on growing assets for the living. So it's way more fun, I would say, to prepare plans like that with singles, and then our clients who are single, they also have fun preparing those plans because then
Mhm.
they can start picturing how their lives are going to be once they are a bit older, once they can retire earlier and make use of those plans with like a big chunk of investments instead of just thinking about how the future is going to be once they are no longer here. Because when we work with married couples, now a lot of the stuff that they want to do when it comes to estate planning is about when they are not here anymore. Like, okay, how much money do I leave to take care of, let's say, my wife when I pass away? Or how much money does the wife leaves to
Mhm.
take care of the husband when she passes away? Or how much money do both of them leave to take care of children if they both pass away, or to pay off their mortgage, which is not necessarily an issue that we have with singles. Now, like I said before, sometimes we work with single parents, right? And if we work with single parents, this is actually one of the plans that require sometimes a minimum income or a minimum protection for them to take care of their children. So Really important to start taking care of that while we are single as well. And I want to tie this into something that I mentioned in the beginning of the lecture here. Like I was saying that if we are single, our plans they need to be more customizable, right? They can't just be set in stone and immutable. It's the same thing for this part, for this estate planning part, because, well, like we were mentioning earlier, right, Joy? Like people who are single, most of them don't plan on being single forever. They plan on finding a spouse or a partner at some point. So when that happens, these estate plans they are probably going to change. So one example that I have, like that was pretty recent actually. A few weeks ago, I was working with a couple, and the husband of the couple, his mother had set up life insurance and investments for him when he was much younger, and the beneficiaries of those plans were his mother. But now they were a married couple. And now his wife was saying, well, shouldn't you change this so that I can be the beneficiary instead of your mom? So that was a fun moment there during our meeting. And that's the importance of having something that is customizable so that now he's not taking care of his parents anymore, he's taking care of his wife. And because in this case his mom was a very smart woman, very good parent, to start preparing him for his married life, I would say, like his adult life when he was still young, while he was still single, he was able to customize and change this plan or when he got married. So they were actually a very good couple to work with. So these are some of the stuff that we have for singles. So what else do I have here on my notes? Okay. So this is another interesting one. So like when we work with singles who are actually, let's say, recent singles. So when we work with uh, divorced people, for example. So these ones we see sometimes that their finances they need some proper adjustments. So I have some partners, some business partners who worked with single men who used to be married and a few single ladies who also used to be married, but then their finances were still kind of broken into two because they're paying allowance for their former spouse, or there were still a few assets
Okay,
that
okay.
they were splitting between themselves. So these cases they tend to be a little bit more complicated to deal with because for the most part after divorce or rupture in a relationship happens, we have that misalignment on what both members of the now former couple have. So if there is misalignment, then we don't know where we are going to focus our efforts. So how are we going to start building assets and keeping assets for people like these?
Yeah.
So one solution that we sometimes see is going over all the assets that they have. There are a few of them that are going to be aligned and a few of them that are going to be basically like a deal breakers that like, hey, we need to do this because of the former spouse or because there are children involved or other assets. So for instance, like if there was a couple who just got divorced, they like a cottage together, like maybe both of them want to keep that asset. So this is stuff that we need to take care of and continue, let's say, paying the mortgage for that when it comes to their financial plan. But it's important to try and find ways that are going to satisfy the people that we are working with, the singles or the former couples that we are working with, so that they can at least start building their financial life again. We have to remember that a few of the stuff that we talked in the beginning that are not tying them, so like less dining out, less traveling, like less gifts to pay for. So now they're gonna have more cash flow at their uh, at their disposal. So once they get this advantage again of having more cash flow, we need to put them in their minds. So not only is that going to be like a positive thing for them to move on, but also it's going to help them with their finance.
So
Okay,
now they're
so
gonna have
this is an
more
important thing to
at their dis
mention when people are
at their
single.
disposal.
So
Once they
another thing that I have for single people, let me put
of
this
having
here.
more cash flow, we need to
Oh, okay. So
put them in
I
their
was talking
minds.
about
Is that gonna be like a
the
positive thing for them to move on?
investments when it comes to
But
homes.
also it's gonna
Now we
help with their
here
finance.
in Canada, and I would be curious to hear your opinion about that, Joy, because like you are in New York, right? And
So
but here in
another thing that I
Toronto,
have for single
real
people
estate is
is
a pretty hot topic conversation. Like
okay. So I was talking
used to be
about
like a very hot
like
investment until it
investment
dropped
so
quite significantly, like just a few months ago.
and
But
I
a lot of people still have
about
that
that
mindset of having
part
their own home, even if they are single.
but
We
here in
see
Toronto
people
for real
that
estate
start investing.
Toronto.
conversation
Yes, yes, Toronto, best city in the world, right?
it dropped
Maybe a lot of people in the chat there are going to disagree with you, but I don't care. I love Toronto.
but a lot of people still have
So, and we
mindset
see a lot of people here in Toronto that,
even if
as
they
single people, they make that mistake that we were talking about earlier.
real estate
They tie themselves to the purchase of homes while they
yes
are still too young before
best city in
they
the
are
world
single.
right
Now,
Yeah.
in a way,
maybe a lot of people
they
in the chat there are going to
one of the
disagree I
justifications
don't
that
care
we
about
see
but
about that is okay. So I'm
a lot
gonna
of
have
people still have
it. That's gonna be
and we see a
good
lot
for
of
me
people
like,
in
when
Toronto
I'm
that
married and I start
Yeah.
make that
thinking
mistake
about having kids and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now we talked about the disadvantage earlier that like sometimes we
homes
size
while they are
and
still
when you do
young
something that's going to allow you to pay yourself
in a way
first and build some more solid assets.
that is okay
But also we
and
see that
it's gonna
a
be
lot of these single people who buy
man
like properties, they also
everything
end up guarding a lot of their families.
earlier that like
Okay,
sometimes
the like
guys
they bring their parents or their
allow you
siblings
to pay
to live with
yourself
them, which hey, there is no problem when it comes to that. But sometimes that heightens their
also
expenses if
we
they are
see
the only ones
a
taking
lot of
care of them.
single people
So when
buy
we talk with
properties
single people,
also
even though most of them
guarding a lot of their
have the
family
income of only
Why you
one,
respond to
they're
them,
feeding only one person.
bring their parents or
Oh,
I'm not
everything good
going
there, Joy?
to you.
for them which hey there is no problem when it comes to that
Oh, okay. Let me continue then. So I was
heightens their
mentioning that
expenses
even though we see a lot of singles, or singles for the most part, they are the ones who have
even
their income and they have only one person to take care of, which is themselves, which makes it easier to prepare finance. But we still see some singles that are taking care of other members of the family that
so
are maybe
I was mentioning that
taking
I'm
care
sorry
of their
about that.
parents.
see a
Their
lot of
parents are still their dependent,
for the most part
or maybe they have
the ones
roommates in the
there
house and
they have only one
they are splitting bills.
themselves
They're paying
makes it
way
easier
more of the bills. So when we go through the
singles
analysis
their
for the
income
finances
and
of
then
single people who have these issues, it's
make
important to dive into these granular details
their dependent
because if we don't, we might miss a few things.
roommates in the house
One important question
they
that
are
I
splitting
always ask
they're
close
paying
to the end
more
of the financial needs analysis that I do with people and is like, hey,
analysis
if we see a number there, doesn't matter if they are single, if they are married, but if we see a number for their cash flow, let's say they have $1,500 that is left that they do not use to spend in the end of the month. We need to always ask, okay, is this real? Is this something that you see in the end? And sometimes we talk to single people, you know what? This actually does not sound accurate. Sometimes I think I only get $400 left in the end of the month. So we need to figure out where the rest of that money is going to. We figure that out by asking questions, by checking like what are their lifestyles, what are some of the stuff that maybe they are spending money in that they never realized were spending on. And that is extremely important
Wow.
because if we do not take that into account and we make financial plans that are just too large, where we have too much money being spent, then people are not going to go for them. They're going to quit on these plans very easily. Very important for us to do that. When we talk to married couples, though, sometimes this part is a little bit easier to do because even if there are a few mistakes along the lines, and then we get numbers that are not realistic, not accurate, at least when we talk to couples, there's two people to verify those numbers. And maybe, let's say, maybe the husband says, I think this is accurate. But then the wife says, you know what, maybe not. Maybe we spend a little bit more in this area here or in this area here. And then they help each other out when it comes to chasing their financial expenses. Okay? So that is an interesting point. Now, one segue that I can make when it comes to financial needs analysis like this is that like
Okay.
another important thing is when we talk to single people, and this is gonna sound obvious, but it's important to notice. There's only one, right? So if we do a financial plan, if we do an analysis, if we take our single clients through our educational process, then it's only them in the meeting. It's only one person. We only have one individual to interact with. It's pretty good. It's pretty simple to do. But when we talk to married couples, then there's a bit more complications when it comes to finding time for their financial plans. Like when I talk to married couples, I don't like to talk only with the husband or only with the wife. It's better if we talk to both spouses together so they can make financial decisions together. However, we can't always accommodate that. Maybe there is like one of them works evenings and then the other one doesn't. Then we cannot talk to them at the same time. And if that happens, we get that misalignment on what they want for their financial life. We get the misalignment on the expenses they have in the
I
end of the
love
month.
that. I you see, I love what you just said right now. You made a good points. Having
Hmm?
talking to your partner and having a financial decision together. That's a very powerful point. Very
Thank you.
powerful.
I appreciate you saying that, Joy.
Yeah.
Appreciate you saying that. Like,
Gloria a Dios. Oh, come on. I didn't tell us that Vinny is a Brazilian, but he's in Toronto. My Brazilian people, I love them. Oh my God. They miss me a
oh,
lot, actually. Brazilians, hey.
oh, thanks. Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
big Brazilian community here in Toronto,
Mhm.
actually. Uh, like I've been helping like a lot of people in the Brazilian community, like here in Toronto. Very good people to work with. Like they like a lot of parties, so I get to know them in a lot of our social events, and very hustling individuals, like always here to work, trying to find stuff. So really important to work with like our own community. Like we build way more trust with our own community. Like eventually, I'm gonna get uh, down to where you are, Joy. Maybe I can also have a team there in New York. Start helping people in the states as well when it comes to their finances, and you can introduce me to all your friends over there. Because I know there is like a bit of a Nigerian community which you guys have like a really good food. So, so that's pretty good. So now getting back to our topic, like you were saying, the alignment when it comes to couples. So there were a few times, unfortunately, more than I would like, where we talk to couples and one of them says, "Oh yeah, my spouse just does everything with the finances. He's the one who takes care of the finance. Just talk to him. I don't need you to be in the meetings." Unfortunately, when that happens, maybe things don't go as planned, because then when the couple talks amongst themselves, they either don't want to go for the plans because the other member of the couple was not aware of all the financial discussions, of all the financial education, and then that loses completely loses all the alignment that we were setting for the family. So when it comes to singles, we don't have that problem. So that's why it's important to have all this education, be financially literate when we are still young and single. So this also allows us to go look for partners who share the same values, because that's what we want for. We don't want people just to make money just because money is good. Hey, money gives
Yeah.
us a lot of freedoms in life, but money is nothing but a tool for us to achieve our dreams, right? And if we are single and we already have these dreams clear in our minds, then it makes it easier for us to go out there and find a partner who shares the same financial values that we do. So very important to take care of that when we are single. Okay. Now we have a few minutes left, so let's try and recap some of the stuff that we talked about. So first, we talked about how easier it is financial plans when we are easier to become more financially educated, financially literate when we are single, way more than when we are married. So take a take advantage of the life as a single person. I'm single right now, and I can say there's a lot more financial freedom when it comes to that. So everyone who's single needs to take advantage of that before we're married. We also talked about having way more room to downsize our lives because we are not dependent on the income or
Single
most.
and searching, right?
Wait, what's that? What's that, Joy? Joy, did you say something?
Is single and searching or single engaged? Because the background is open. Anybody can get hooked up
Oh,
right
me?
now.
Oh, yeah, no,
Single
yeah,
or
I'm
searching
open.
or single.
I'm
Anyway, let's
open.
look at let's keep that aside. Never mind. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, no worries. Hey, no, I'm open.
Mhm.
No, I don't want any crazies. So the
Yeah.
like I need you. I need you use the same strategies that I'm preaching here, right? I need to have someone who's also aligned, someone who needs to be financially literate or who wants to go through the process of being financially literate. So, uh, but yeah, I appreciate the shout out, Joy. So yeah, going back to our review there, we're also talking about downsizing, how easier it is for single people to go through a process of downsizing when if they ever make mistakes in their financial life, because financial plans are not foolproof. Okay, we try to make them as best as possible, but they are prone to change. And when we are single, it's way easier to make those changes. Okay. I think we also talked about singles who were single parents. Okay. That was another topic of conversation. What we talked there was that people in this category, they are the ones who need to be way more aware of the plan they have for their children. Okay. Because now there is less income to facilitate the growth of their child. We also talked about divorced couples, broken up couples, so people who were married and now they are single again. And so we talked about division of assets there and how that can affect financial plan. And ultimately, I feel like the maybe the word that I use the most during our lecture here that is very important is alignment. Alignment not only with our potential partners, but alignment with ourselves. Because before we are married, before we are engaged, before we are committed to someone, we are always single first, and we are always with ourselves. Like the
Okay.
person who we spend the most time
Vinny,
with in life is ourselves. We need to be aligned
Vinny,
with our own goals and values.
Vinny. Please,
Yeah.
someone is asking you to give tips on how to downsize properly. At least you could use like have 6 minutes more. Oh,
Oh, okay. Tips on how to downsize
just
properly.
probably within
Okay.
2 minutes, you could give
Okay. Okay. Okay.
how to
That's a very good
downsize.
question.
Someone is
Very good
study
question.
asking about that.
Okay. So first, whenever we want to downsize, let's say a property, okay, because that's usually how people want to down. Well, it could be either a property or sometimes a vehicle. When you're single, maybe someone is single and they just bought like a brand new car, but it's way too expensive, right? So if it's a car, well, that's a no-brainer. Hey, downsize the car, sell the car, get a car that is going to fulfill your needs instead of trying to impress people who just don't care. Because sometimes our mind plays tricks on us and we just buy these shiny big stuff to impress other people, but truth is those other people, they barely care about that. We need to buy stuff that's going to make us feel good about ourselves. So in that sense, it's a bit easier. When it's a property or like a home or condo, so that becomes a little bit more complicated. Now, you asked me for tips on how to downsize properly. I would say the main tip is talk to the specialist when it comes to that. Not just myself, as a financial specialist, but also talk to a proper mortgage broker, to a real estate professional, so that not only can you find the best way to make more profit out of downsizing and selling that asset, but also you can prepare yourself to make a better decision after that. And then you can, I don't know, if you were talking about the property, maybe you can get like a 1 bedroom or a 1 bedroom plus a den so you can have your office there. So it's very important question. I appreciate the question there, because downsizing, that's the main thing. Look for people who are specialists when it comes to property, and if it's about downsizing cars or other assets, all the damn thing, and do something that's gonna make you feel good. Okay. Are there any other questions there?
No, I think any more question because we have like I think we got like 4 minutes more.
Okay, so let's see. There's some questions in the
We
chat
got four
there.
minutes more.
Someone saying that they need to get married. That's very interesting. uh,
Okay, question right now. One question. Someone is asking if you're asking if it's fiduciary, that means his best interest. I know. He's asking if you're financially fiduciary.
so
I
I
think
am a
Vinny is, yes,
licensed.
because this has been his field of a career. He's been on this
Yeah,
over the
I'm a
years.
licensed
I,
financial
anyway, I
professional.
think it's better you answer by yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead, please.
So yeah, I'm a licensed financial professional here in Toronto, in Canada. So right now, I'm only licensed in the province of Ontario. I am getting my license in the province of Alberta as well, and I have business partners who are licensed across other provinces. And I also work with teams in the US. So I know people in Texas, in California, in New Jersey, I think in New York State as well, in Florida. So I know a lot of people who have licenses in the States. So they can definitely help. If anybody has issues with their finance, they want to know more a little bit about who we are, what we do, how we help people with their finances, whether they are single or married, definitely get in touch. Like we have free complimentary meetings that we use to educate people. So wherever you are in North America, feel free to get in touch with us. So
Sounds
let's see if
good.
there are any other questions there. Someone's asking, how can
Go
I know
ahead
a
and
good
throw your
woman?
question. Vinny is a rich guy. You could see the way he dressed. Oh my god, he's a bank. He's controlling well in Toronto. I love that name, the way he sounds. Vinny is a wealth controller. Come on. He's gonna pack it up very well before you get into marriage. I know he's gonna take care of his wife. Vinny, am I correct?
Hey,
You're gonna take care
my
of your
job is
wife when you get married, right?
and my job is to make sure that people live the dreams that they want and they achieve the peace of mind that they want, whether they get married or not. But like that, they need to. We need money for that. Like money is a tool for us to live our dreams and live a better life, and that's what I want to do for people, so they can secure their financial future, make sure that they are empowered and they are making the best decisions.
and they achieve the peace of mind that they want, whether they get married or not. But like, they need you. We need money for
All
that.
right. Any other questions there?
For us to live our to live a better life, and that's what I want to do for people. They can
Sounds good.
secure their financial future, make sure they are empowered, they are making the
Oh,
best.
someone has an interesting question there. If I think it's a good idea to open Roths from an IRA. So I think it's like a Boston one girl who is asking that question. So the thing
Oh,
is,
okay, someone is asking, how can I know a good woman?
yeah, I don't
You
think
wanna
I
know a
can
good
answer
woman?
that
Can
question.
I answer that?
But
I think we got
but
have it. Oh
the
my god, we got no time for this. It's already 6 o'clock right now. Now, how you can know a good woman? There are various ways. Really, I want to answer him on this. How to know a good woman? There are many ways of knowing a good woman by their words. That's number one. If you meet, I just want to give you number one because
okay,
we're already 6 o'clock. 1 hour is early. But if you want to know more, get on my YouTube. Yeah, right here. Get on my like our previous live replay live videos. You're gonna watch and then realize some of the tips how to identify. Okay, have I done that topic before? I don't think so. Probably I'll come up with that. How to identify a good partner or whatever. I'm gonna come up with that probably next week. I don't think we've done that. I'll give you one key right now. Then please make sure you come next Monday. We're gonna be talking on that. That's gonna be our next live talk, marriage and single talk. So number one is if you meet that woman, the partner. As I guess you're a guy, right? Yeah, yeah. The man thing. If you meet that partner, examine their way of approach to you. is, I mean, the way they talk, okay. When you come across your wife, like a woman, a lady, any lady, because you're a man, okay. If you come across any lady, just assess her closely. The first impression matters a lot. It really matters. It counts. It sends you signals, either red or blue. That first impressions. So that's number one. But other tips, we're going to talk about that in details next week. Oh, thank you for coming up with that question. Oh my God. Then I was thinking about coming up with this topic. Uh, Actually, I thought about that 2 weeks ago. And it actually is in my list of some topics I'm going to be talking about. My subsequent topic, any Monday. So I'm glad you asked this question. Surely it's going to be next Monday. How to know the real partner or find the real spouse or whatever, something of that nature. They will go in details next month, okay? Yeah, make
All
sure
right.
you come. I hope you subscribe to my channel. The
Yeah.
man, man, did you subscribe? Subscribe, hit the like button, share this to help others. Also, everyone, please get this out. Help other singles learn from today's powerful teaching. Vinny, Professor Vinny.
No, I
I've done
appreciate you
a lot.
having me here.
Yeah,
I appreciate you
so
having me,
really
Joy. Like,
appreciate you.
I
Appreciate
will,
everyone that
yeah.
watched today. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. And Vinny, I also appreciate you for
No, I
honoring the
appreciate you, Joy.
invitation. Yeah, and Vinny's Brazilians are so nice. They are nice people. I can't
No,
forget
I
Brazil so
appreciate you,
soon.
Joy. I
Yeah,
will
so
leave
now,
an invitation.
yeah, so I'm
Anybody who
gonna,
wants to get in touch with me, like, I think maybe Joy can put the context on how to book a meeting with me if you want to have a virtual coffee just to chat. Yeah, I welcome anybody to get in touch, and I really appreciate your work, Joy. Your channel you're doing for people is really good. Thanks for having me.
yeah, just have been share.
Thank you. You
I
too.
can't forget that.
That's very
Just
good
have been share,
Portuguese.
Vinny.
Very good Portuguese.
Yeah, God bless. Just have been share means God bless you. Everyone that if you don't understand what I'm saying, I'm saying God bless him. Just have been share. Yeah,
Very
ciao.
good
So I'll
Portuguese.
talk to you later. Okay, God bless you.
All right.
Ciao means bye.
Thank you, guys.
So,
Have a good one.
mm, by God's special grace, we're supposed to do this. Today we were supposed to do prayer for singles and married. Okay, but we're gonna have it last Monday of December. Okay, because we needed to do this today according to Vinny's calendar. It's open for today, so that was how we'll handle this. But I really appreciate everyone who watched, and I hope you come back again next week. Hey, Jay, I'm sorry, Jay. Later when I saw your comment, I was reading comment yesterday, and I noticed that you are throwing hi to me. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I didn't actually read your hi that yesterday. Well, your greeting. Yeah, sure. I don't have to ignore you again today. I'm sorry. Jay, how are you? How are you today? Yeah, so please come again. Hey, Kela, prophetess. Oh my God, prophetess came late. Prophetess Kela. I'm gonna give you some flock today. This she knows I love her. That's why she makes time for me. Oh my God, my girls make guy. Those I love, they make meaning of Shakara, Vinny. Shakara means guy. They want me to pet them. People like Lina Kayla. I'm just seeing Lina Kayla right now. She's laughing. Lina Kayla. She's laughing. Why you came late? Lina Kayla. I'm gonna buy some cane for you, okay? Okay, did I buy cane for you? Okay, no problem, Jace. Jay Adventure is becoming spiritual. Oh my God. Jay, even as I'm talking right now, the Lord is just telling me, oh God, thank you, Holy Ghost. God is telling me that there's a seed of greatness in you. Oh my God. Vinny, please, if you want to clock out, no problem. I just There's something, as I was talking right now, the Lord just
Okay.
spoke to me about J Venture. J Venture. God asked me to tell you, I don't speak when God has not spoken. I just heard it. He said, I want to use J Adventure. I want to use it. There is a seed of greatness in you, J Adventure. There's something in you God want to use. And there's a gift. There's a gift that God want to bring it forth. Want to bring that gift forth. If you avail yourself in my prayer session. We're gonna have that prayer next. That's gonna be last Monday of December. We're supposed to do it today, like I said, but I have to operate on Vinny's calendar. It's open today, okay? But last Monday of December, we're gonna do it. But I don't want to just omit this that I just heard right now for you. There's something in you God want to use, and if you avail yourself, God is going to use me to call it forth. And then you see manifesting. I don't want to go more deep because I have another meeting right now. Oh my God, 8 minutes late. I'm having another meeting right now. So I'm going to get off right now. Thank you so much, everyone. Signing out. If you haven't shared, please go ahead and share. Get it out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that. And hit the bell button to get notifications of my subsequent live and videos. I see you again live next Monday for powerful teaching. My God, you don't want to miss it. Yeah, God bless you. Bye. Getting another meeting. Thank you. Let's see.